Laim La, Alhaina Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Wamalakia, Bahashim, Harawat, Bakakorash, Barakathum, the water by Babal, Wakwam Yasharala. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teach us daily. To the men out there teaching the likewise doctrine, I say to you, Shalom. Today we're going to get into a video whereas everybody's now realizing that America is not great but America is cursed. And the more the Lord is rolling out these curses on our enemies, he's making it more and more obvious. By putting Trump in office, which we root for, keep up the good work. You are destroying this country like the champion you are. And that's no cap. We are very proud of Donald Trump because he is going to end this country so that our kingdom can begin. So keep up the good work. Your dumbassness is paying off. But now, everybody is seeing how cursed this country is because of the, let me see, what's the word? Everything that this country tries to do, they fail at. Or they fail miserably, just like this war in Iran. Everything is backfiring. The Lord is throwing monkey wrenches everywhere in their plans because it's time for America to fall. Now, during the golden age of America, America was prosperous because it wasn't time for them to fall yet. This is scripture and prophecy that these are the last days. You can tell by all the signs. But if you don't know prophecy, you won't recognize the signs. So let's go ahead and grab this video. I want to read this copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Let's go ahead and grab the video. The name of this video is Babylon is All the Wicked Empires Rolled in One. Satan Headquarters, Mystery Babylon. And that is absolutely correct.
This is Babylon, ancient Egypt, Rome, Sodom and Gomorrah, and Nineveh multiplied by 1,000, all existing in one geographical location. It's a 2,000 by 3,000 square mile hell. That's what America is. America is Satan's headquarters. This is where the evil is rooted at and where it's spread all over the world. So, you know, we gotta come out. We hostages right now. We gotta come on out of this thing. As the scripture says, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of our sins and our plagues. So as long as we stay among them and we participate and do the evil that they are tempting us to do, we're going to get the judgment that they're going to receive.
And if you call yourself a Christian, if you call yourself believing in God in any way whatsoever, you cannot pretend that you don't know that America is cursed, and it has been cursed ever since you all landed over there in the first place and started massacring the indigenous people and stealing their land. What your Zionist brigades are doing to the Palestinians right now is just a fraction of what you did to the Native Americans. What Hitler did was a fraction of what you did, in fact. And you really think that you were going to be able to escape the consequences of that? Of course not. Obviously not. Why do you even think for a minute that you could escape the consequences of decimating millions upon millions of people? To think that you would get away with that, wallahi, to even think that you could get away with that, to even think that you would never be held accountable for that is blasphemy. It's blasphemous for you to think that you could get away scot-free, especially when you have never even done anything ever since then except to compound the wrongdoing and to add to your record of crimes. You understand me? You have done nothing to atone. You haven't done anything to atone for what you have done. You and I both know that. Genocide, chattel slavery, rape, torture, lynching, murder, dehumanization, discrimination, segregation, exploitation, subjugation, war all around the world. Well, what sort of a God do you worship that would turn a blind eye to all of that?
That God of America is Baal and Molech, because all they do is sacrifice children. They sacrifice innocent blood to keep their kingdom going. Cheese and rice ain't got nothing to do with the religion in America. They just told you that to lie to you, to put all the Edomites at ease. You see what I'm saying? But the God of this country is Molech and Baal, because they cannot stop child sacrifice.
What kind of a God did you have in mind when you say God bless America? Because I know you're not talking about the God. I know you're not talking about the creator of the universe. Bless America for what? Bless America for what? If you did what you did and then say God bless America, that's just another blasphemy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're taking the Lord's name in vain when you say God bless America. That's the truth. You can't invoke God to bless what he has prohibited. You can't invoke God to bless what he punishes, to bless what causes his wrath. You have been worshiping someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else entirely, something else entirely. You have taken a whole other being as your God. If you actually think that your actions merit any sort of blessing, no one would bless what you have done as a nation except Iblis. No one would approve of what you have done except for the devil himself.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah. This is the United States. Land of the lawless. Look at your president, how lawless he is. Yeah. They're not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Psalms chapter 73, verse 5. If this was a true righteous kingdom, none of those people would be in the White House right now. They will all be in jail. ICE would be in jail. But they're not. They're free. Free and lawless as they want to be. So let's get some scriptures. Let's get this one. Job chapter 14, verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So Esau, you were allotted a certain amount of time to be in rulership. That time is ending. And I know you can feel it in your spirit that America is done. It's just a matter of time. Let's get this one. Actually, this is Genesis chapter 6, verse 11. Well, let's go back a little bit. Genesis chapter 6. Okay. Now, this was in the days of Noah, but there's nothing new under the sun. Just like Noah was telling these people, your world is about to come to an end, and they were still just living their day to day. But then the floods came. Same thing happening right now, except it's not going to be a flood. It's going to be a nuclear lake of fire. Verse 11. Well, let's start at verse 9. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was just a just man, and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with Yahweh. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth, listen to this, the earth also was corrupted before Yahweh, and the earth was filled with violence. And Yahweh looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And it's gotten that way now, except it's way much worse. Psalms chapter 55. And this is talking about how Esau is the same Edomite from back in the day. He just wearing a suit and shaving his face, shaving his body rather, and putting on a phallic symbol, a penis, so-called a necktie. But he's still that animal. They still doing child sacrifice right now. They got a place in Texas where they taking all the pregnant children that ICE impregnates. So you already know they're lawless. But these supposed to be law enforcement officers. Man, stop. Esau performs lawlessness under the guise of law. And once again, they're not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued the other men. Why? Because Job chapter 9, verse 24, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. And they just as lawless as they want to be. Now, this is Psalms chapter 55, verse 19. Yahweh shall hear them, Yahweh shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old, Salah, because they have no changes, therefore they fear not Yahweh. See, they haven't changed. These are the same animals from back in the day called Edomite. They just put on some clothes because who taught them that? Us. Who taught them how to wash their ass? Us. Who taught them how to speak? Us. I bet y'all didn't even know that the English language was created by Israelite. See? Verse 20, he had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant. He did that with Iran just now. What, 2 or 3 times? That's why they saying ain't no more talking. We finna let these missiles talk. Because right there in the middle of the meeting, the bombings of Iran started again. So Iran like, no, ain't no more talking. We can't trust y'all, so we finna let these missiles speak. And while they was at that table, this is Esau right here. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. See? His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. Yeah, he in there talking peace, but under the table, he texting, go ahead and light him up. See? Can't trust this dude. That's why the Lord gonna put the spirit on all these other nations to destroy Babylon. And Esau, he's creating spirits of vengeance on his own. So yeah, it's coming. Oh, let's go to Isaiah 59. This explains their warlike spirit. Now, this is talking about the wicked of Israel, but you can easily apply this to Esau because this is where they get that behavior from. Isaiah chapter 59, verse 6, their webs shall not become garments, neither shall they cover themselves with their works. Their works are works of iniquity, and the act of violence is in their hands. Their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity, wasting and destruction are in their paths. Everywhere they go, destruction, death, violence, rape, robbery, theft. Verse 8, the way of peace they know not. Iran, you wasted your time. I'm sure you don't realize that now by trying to sit down and talk to these animals. There's no judgment in their goings. They have made them crooked paths. Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace. Exactly. That's why everybody who tries to deal with the United States, they end up regretting it because the serpent is going to be the serpent and fuck you over. So the only way to deal with the United States is to not deal with the United States. And this is the path the other nations have chosen, which is very wise. Because who shall pity a charmer bitten by a serpent, or such come nigh wild beasts? So if you deal with this devil and you make a deal with this devil, and he cut your back out, he stabbed you in the back, you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself because you shouldn't have trusted him in the first place. Sirach chapter 12, verse 10, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Just don't trust him. Don't trust shit he say. Matter of fact, like Willie D said, everything this man says, especially Trump, flip it, and then you'll get the truth. Like when he said this is the best country in the world with the greatest military. No, this is the worst country. And their military is getting destroyed. Because right now, over 500 soldiers have died. Matter of fact, on top of that, Delta Force, one of the most elite squadrons in the military, was captured by Iran. 173 of them. See how the Lord throwing monkey wrenches and Esau shit left and right? Matter of fact, it says it I think in the book of Psalms. Let me see. Psalms 11. Yep. This is Psalm chapter 11. Verse 5. The Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence his soul hateth. And that goes back to I think second Ezra. Esau, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. Yeah. Because we already know who the violent base man is. Listen to this. Lord throwing monkey wrenches. Verse 6. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares. Exactly. Fire and brimstone and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. Let's get this one. Here you go. Revelation chapter 18. We start at verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven and having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. See? Both of those men in that video were correct. Verse 3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Robbing people, stealing resources, fucking over the poor, not taxing the rich, stealing tax money. Yeah, they do all that, just as lawless as they want to be. Verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. That's what the Muslim gentleman was talking about, the first one. He roughly paraphrased that scripture. Listen to this, verse 5. Why? For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she have rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works, in the cup which she have filled to her double. Now, we already know who the real terrorist organizations are. United States military, Israeli military. Those are the true terrorists. So yeah, they're going to get a cup filled to them double. That's why the land of Israel is decimated right now. And the same thing going to happen to America. Get this one. Here you go. Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 6. Well, I don't want to start there. I want to get it in the Apocrypha. Let's go to Second Ezra chapter 6. Okay. Chapter 6. Oh, Salaki, it's chapter 15, Salaki, verse 6. Okay. This is Second Ezra chapter 15. We start at verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Why, Lord? Verse 6. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. That's why. Let's go to 2 Peter. Chapter 2, verse 9. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. Book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 3. Y'all ain't getting away with nothing. The Lord is slow to anger. The Lord Yahweh is slow to anger, Salakia, and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. Y'all ain't got away with nothing. The Lord Yahweh hath his way in the whirlwind, and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. Book of John, chapter 10, verse 10. Lord Yahweh Shah speaking, red letter, the thief cometh not before to kill, steal, and destroy. I have come that they may have life, and they may have it more abundantly. Because if the Lord didn't come back, Esau would kill everybody. Well, Salaki, he would murder everybody and everything on this planet, including his own people. He doing that now. Look at all these people he's sending to over there just to die. Go to Isaiah chapter 28. But this is the pride of Esau. He think ain't nothing gonna happen to him. Verse 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. See, they made a covenant with death. Who's death? Esau. Esau made a deal with Esau. In this case, the Israelis made a deal with all the corrupt of American government. And this is a game plan for them. Because just how the leaders of Israel have thrown their people under the bus to be destroyed. That's not leadership. Same thing Trump doing to Americans. He's going to set you up to get bombed for depopulation, because that's the fastest way to depopulate a planet, start a world war on purpose. Remember the game plan? Depopulation. That's the quickest way. Just start a world war and run to your bunker, because bitch assness runs in his blood. His granddaddy was a draft dodger as well. Let's start over. Isaiah chapter 28, verse 15, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. And all that falsehood is being revealed. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? They think they still slick. Yeah, for all these things, Esau gonna get punished. Let me get this one. This is the book of James, chapter 5, verse 6. You have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. See, just a murderer. And we can go back up to the top of the book of James, chapter 5, start at verse 1. And this is the Lord taunting them. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupt, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as if it were fire. Ye have reaped treasure together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. See, the Lord is answering our prayers to destroy our enemies. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and have been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. So yeah, that's one of the many things he's gonna get punished for. See, we can get a few more, we can close. Let's get some future prophecies. So Jeremiah chapter 50. Verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. Array is battle formation. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Those arrows are the missiles, especially nuclear missiles. And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord. Because ye were glad, because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as a heifer at grass, and bellows as bulls. Verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord Yahweh. Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her, as she has done, do unto her. Keep rolling. Verse 23, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? See, the Lord taunting you, because he know he finna do to you. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord Yahweh. The Lord Yahweh have opened his armory, and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh of hosts in the land of the Chaldees. Come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy it utterly, that nothing be of her be left. Verse 29. Well, 28. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh our power, the vengeance of his temple. Who's his temple? His people, the Israelites. The Lord is about to destroy Babylon for vengeance against us. And he's going to put all these other nations in captivity under us. Verse 29. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she has done, do unto her, for she have been proud against the Lord Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. Verse 31, behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord, power of hosts, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. Verse 33, thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast, and they refused to let them go. We still in Babylon. Their Redeemer is strong, the Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. A sword is upon the Chaldees, Edomites, saith the Lord Yahweh, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, America, and upon her princes and upon her wise men, government. A sword is upon the liars, and they shall dote. The sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. Yeah, all the soldiers. The Lord finna flip this. Y'all ain't the greatest powerful military no more, because y'all finna get slaughtered by the rest of the nations that hate America. So like we've been telling y'all 4 or 5 years ago, get out the military. Do whatever you got to do. Verse 37, the sword is upon her horses and upon her chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. Yeah, they did that. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. Because Esau done robbed everybody else. So if Esau gets robbed, all these people doing is taking their shit back. All right, let's get a couple more. We can close. Oh, let's go to Isaiah chapter 24. We can close on that one. This is Isaiah chapter 24, verse 21, I think. Yep. But we're going to start at 20. And this is the Lord telling you what he's about to do to the elites after the nuclear missiles drop. Verse 20. Well, we can start at 19. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. and is the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And it shall come to pass, future prophecy, that the Lord Yahweh shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. Remember, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. Verse 22, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and they shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days they shall be visited. The Lord gonna get you, man. Let me see what this one is before we close. That ain't what I was looking for. Oh, yeah, we can close on this one. I think it's in 2nd Ezra chapter 8. Yep. 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. But many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Ain't nobody prouder than Esau, but that's all right though, because his pride gonna be used against him, because he's gonna have false hope. Esau doesn't deal with reality. He always lying. So those lies are gonna get him caught up. And his pride is gonna force him to continue to fight until he can't fight no more. Instead of being a reasonable human and saying, yo, we can't beat all these other nations. He's gonna do it anyway, because he doesn't care about winning a war. Don't let him tell you that. He's not interested in winning a war. He's interested in depopulation. And guess what? The Lord's going to answer your prayer, because guess what? 3 things coming back that you want. Depopulation. The Lord is going to depopulate. He's going to depopulate Edomites at the end of your captivity, 1,000 years. Slavery's coming back. We know how you like that. But this time y'all going to be the slaves. And what else coming back? Depopulation, slavery. What else they shooting for? Oh, and the fake tiny tops. Y'all hate us so much, y'all done went around the world and told everybody y'all was us. Well, guess what? You're going to have your chance at being us, and it's going to start with you going into captivity with Esau, Amalek. Kahalayim la lahaina Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai Hamashiach wa Malaki by Hashem Harawat Wakak Warash Barakathum the water by Baba Wakwam Yasharala. Shalom.